Got some blueberry down my throat. Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Lulu. This is gonna be the Booktube Newbie Tag. I have been wanting to start a Booktube channel for quite a while, and I've seen so many of these videos and it's kind of exciting. So like last night I kind of sat in my bed and I was like, I should try. Why not? I mean, I don't see why not. So I'm gonna give it a shot and hopefully it turns out all right. I mean, I'm not very sure. So I'm gonna get right into it because most of these questions already kind of just explain kind of who you are in a way. I'm so sorry. I'm eating blueberries right now. Okay, so question 1. Why did you start this channel? Just like everybody else, because I love to read and I want to talk about reading. It doesn't really have to do anything with like my friends are illiterate or like my family's illiterate, because they really aren't. They do sometimes read, especially when I recommend them books, but they don't always read the same genres I do. So I'd like to kind of sort of find some people who read the same genres. My friends actually do read the same stuff I do, but I kind of sort of want to start this YouTube channel and see what happens. Another reason is I also read books in Spanish, or at least I try to, because I am bilingual. I speak Spanish and English. I don't really read or write Spanish. Spanish is kind of like, I'd say my second language, although I'm pretty sure I learned it first. And then my last reason is I love to encourage people to read. I love it when people start reading because of me. I think it's so fun to like, oh, you should totally start reading this book. It's amazing and you'll love it. And then they're like, you know, pick up the book and start reading it and be like, oh my god, this book is really good. And then like they start reading because of me. And it really makes me feel happy knowing that I've made a difference in somebody's life. So that's another reason why I want to start my booktube channel. So, but it is mostly for fun. So like the primary reason I am starting my channel is for fun. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to the booktube? To booktube? You can bring to booktube. I promise I can read, I just can't read as well out loud. I mean, I've seen a couple of these videos. This question hasn't really aged too well because, you know, we all kind of sort of do the same thing here. We each kind of sort of give our own opinions on these books and then like, I don't know, not that much except for my opinions and my insight on these little books. I don't know what to say. Kind of sad. Literally, I wrote on these notes. I like to play bookish games, so I'll try to come up with some. But you know how long ago I tried making one of these videos? It was long ago. Like, I tried making this booktube channel, and I couldn't. So I'm gonna try again, and hopefully I can edit this one. This is pretty much me in my natural habitat. Eating blueberries, talking about books to myself. And I guess now to you guys. If that's exciting, I don't know what is. I mean, if that isn't exciting, I don't know what is. Question number 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I guess you could say meeting everybody, like meeting other booktubers and talking to them about it. I'm not very sure if I'm an introvert or an extrovert, to be completely honest, but I really want to say I fall in between because I like meeting people, but sometimes I do really need my breaks. But yeah, getting to meet people is on the top of my list. I'd love to know other booktubers, and I think that would be amazing to be able to contact them and talk to them. Getting book recommendations as well. Obviously as a reader, I'd love to see what other people recommend me and why they recommend it too. I don't know if that made any sense, but getting recommendations. And then I guess I put learning about the world, but I don't remember what that meant because I told you before. I kind of sort of wrote this like a couple of months ago while I was still in school. And it's summer now. Question number 4. Let me turn the lights on. Did that help at all? Not really. Guess I'll just waste energy right now. So question number 4. What do you love reading? I'm pretty sure this question is what do you love about reading, but my handwriting and my grammar isn't quite on point. How sad. Aside from escapism, I like to try new things and feel things I can't normally feel. I like to be able to learn things from a different point of view. And sometimes I just can't learn it from my point of view. So learning it from somebody else's, especially through a book, which is very helpful. I like to do that. It's interesting to see everybody's point of view and perspective, and I think that it helps me learn a lot from just all of these different perspectives, because I know I'm never going to be able to experience the same thing somebody else will because they have their own life. And so if I read about something that's kind of like theirs, characters, I can kind of sort of empathize a little more with them, and I like that. I like to understand people. It makes me feel better knowing that I can understand somebody, and if the situation ever does come up, I'll be able to help them because I know in a way you kind of sort of experience the same thing a character has. So if a person, you can empathize a little with them, if that makes any sense. And then you also kind of sort of, with that, you get a more open mind. So you just understand things a little broader, and you know, I don't know. You just get a more open mind, I think. I also like to see diversity and creativity that the author can present me. Oh no, my blueberry. I didn't totally eat it all before. It's always something new, and it can be diversity in like characters, diversity in places, diversity of dialects, languages. I don't care. I like to read it all. Those are some reasons why I love to read, and sitting down and reading a good book is amazing. Question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? What book or series got you into reading? That was a tough one to read. City of Ember. I don't know if you can see it there. I only read the first book in like 4th grade with the class, and I liked it a lot. But it wasn't the one book that got me into reading. I'd say the books that really got me into reading were the Lunar Chronicles. Like, my process to getting into reading was more of a gradual process. It wasn't just one book and then bam, I love to read. It was more of, in elementary school, I just kind of sort of sat there during reading time. I wouldn't really read. I would just sit there and like stare at the book. Sometimes I would read like, not the Drama-no-Stoten ones, but the girl ones, like the 5-man band, and I thought they were so cool. And then like I always got upset because they never did get romances, and that doesn't matter. I don't know what I was thinking when I was in elementary school. They did not read relationships. But yeah, the Thea Stilton's, I think that's what it was. That in elementary school. And then in middle school, that's when I started reading because everybody else around me was reading, which is kind of weird, if you think about it. I didn't want to follow it, I just needed a good book. And then for Battle of the Books, they had one that was Cinder, and so I read that and I was like, dang, this is amazing! And I think that's what really started skyrocketing my love for reading. Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and if you haven't read it, it's amazing. I got my whole list of like the Lunar Chronicles and a lot of Marissa Meyer's books with me down here. The only one I don't have is Heartless. The only one I don't have is Heartless, and that's okay. I have the audiobook. The audiobook is amazing if you haven't read it. So yeah, that one's the one that spiraled me into reading, and sure, I do have my ups and downs just like everybody else. Right now I'm in a down because I'm super busy and looking into a lot of things, but I do read a lot often. Sometimes I read like 14 books a month, sometimes I only read like half a book. So ever feel that way, that's pretty much how I am. I'm a very big mood reader. Question number 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I cannot think of any on the spot, so I'm just gonna read what I have on here, like I have been doing for the past, like, all these questions. How can you buy so many books? Well, I guess they do have their own money. Okay, and this one's also kind of genuine. Like, who other booktubers do you watch? Like, for the big booktubers, like, who do you watch? Do you ever watch, like, small booktubers too? Or is it just, like, big ones? Do you only come up with your ideas? And what do your friends see you as? I'm not very sure what that means, to be completely honest. Like I said, I wrote these questions a while ago. Question number 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Aside from reading books in Spanish, consistency and time management, for sure. I am terrible time management, and I'm super busy a lot of the time, but I really just kind of want to have time to myself and talk about books. And I'd like to be more articulate with it. Yeah, I'd say consistency would be one of the biggest things, but like time management. No, I'd say time management is more of the bigger thing, and then consistency, because if I really do start liking this, I'll definitely be more consistent. But being able to like record and then edit, because I think editing will be the major problem with me. So, and then the third thing is forgetting stuff. I'm pretty big at forgetting. I forget characters' names. I forget what they do. I forget a lot of things, but that's another problem I have to face. Question number 8. When did you start reading? I put around 5th grade. Yeah, 5th grade. Yeah, so basically my elementary school went from kindergarten to 4th grade, and that's when I didn't really read like at all. And then I went into 5th grade, and we had like library time. They would make you sit down and they would force you to read. And so my friends, like it was a new school and everything. I didn't really know anybody, only my best friend, because she went to the same school I did. So she started reading a lot. Like she was like she went overboard with that reading. And so I was like, oh my god, I want to do the same thing. And so that's what I did. And that's when I started reading. Because of my friends, literally. I know most of my friends were very bookish and they loved reading, and now I'm like one of the only ones that does read, which is kind of sad if you think about it, but that's fine. Totally don't care. This is fine. Question number 9. Where do you read? Anywhere? Anytime? I mean, I read in my bed, I read in my desk. Literally, I just sit down on my desk and I read. I read during class, I read while I do the laundry, I read while I do the dishes. I read anywhere, but I don't read when I eat. When I eat, that's like eating time. I don't like to do anything else but eat when I eat. Let me get some water. My voice is getting weird. So yeah, when I'm not doing anything else, I'm probably reading. Sometimes I do watch YouTube videos instead, and that takes up like a lot of time, like hours of my time instead of reading, so it's kind of sad. We all love that YouTube. Question number 10, which is I think our final question. What kinds of books do you like to read? Kinds of books? Like my favorite genres? I like young adult, which I don't think it's a genre, but young adult is my favorite. I read anything that's young adult. Oh, my favorite genres within young adult. I like to read fantasy. I like fantasy a lot. Let's see what else I like to read. I don't know. Some dystopian, some from time to time. I know they all kind of get cheesy after a long time. But dystopian, I don't know. I guess it's just fantasy. I used to read a lot of science fiction too, but I don't really like science fiction anymore. I think it's okay. It's a little iffy. Sci-fi is like, I also read a lot of realistic fiction, although it's not my favorite. One thing I don't like is historical fiction. I don't like that like at all. Why? I don't know. I don't like historical fiction. I don't like history. Kind of sad considering I like reading, I guess, but history is not my thing, so historical fiction isn't either. Kind of unfortunate. Some of my friends like history and I'm just not. I don't know. Kind of sad when they start talking about history and I just kind of sit there like, yes, I totally know what you're talking about, but I don't. So I don't really like mystery, which is kind of sad. Sure, it doesn't mean that I don't read mystery, or historical fiction. I just not my favorite genre. I also like to read some nonfiction. From time to time, I will pick up a nonfiction book. I'm trying to get into nonfiction. It's not really working out. If you have any good nonfiction recommendations, I like to read about food. So give me some of those recommendations. So yeah. Those are all of my 10 questions. I don't know what the editing is going to be like, and I hope if I get better, I can start doing all of the weird things. Thank you very much for sticking till the end and watching my Booktube Newbie Tag. It was not that bad after a while, not gonna lie. I kind of like sitting here and talking to myself. It's fun. And I hope you like watching me talk to myself, because if you have fun, I did too. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video and I hope you decide to stay for more. I will see you later.